Well, that was an insightful feature there. Trust me. Behind the scenes, I was having a chat with my guest about the feature we're watching, and so many issues came up. Next time, we'll let you in on those issues. But then many think that marketing is one of those soft business skills that don't give it to the thought and resources needed to facilitate the achievement of the objectives. Many smaller or mid-sized companies, if you like, recognize the need for marketing, but do not understand what it's involved to put together a successful strategic campaign. Now, strategic marketing calls for a more structured approach and implement an integrated campaign that will help one capture the most value for one's budgeted marketing by achieving one's defined objectives. So, what is strategic marketing? My guest this morning to help me take you through, I have Mr. Kwasi Buabeng, Business Account Manager, Radio XYZ. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome. You know I'm smiling, you know, right?
Yes, I know.
And also Mr. Prosper Mensah-Tipo is a course coordinator of the Ghana School of Marketing and also the CIMG Executive School. Good morning, Prosper.
Good morning.
You both welcome. First of all, what is strategic marketing? Any of you could take it.
Okay. Let me take it from the point of marketing and then strategic marketing.
Okay.
Marketing, what is marketing? Marketing is just a place where the forces of supply and demand operate. Place. When I was growing up, I used to think market, for instance, Abublushi market, Okanshi, or maybe the Kede market.
Yeah.
But I realized it could also be a nominal place because, for instance, we trade in Forex.
Yeah.
So it could be on the net or wherever you can exchange and meet the demand and supply operate.
Okay.
But then it becomes strategic, as my colleague will take it. It becomes strategic when you add the research and then the advertising into it. And I'm sure my colleague will go more into that. Yes.
Okay. Prosper, strategic marketing.
Yeah, just to also take it from the marketing point of view. First of all, we would say marketing has to deal with what? Creating an enabling environment to allow for exchange to take place. You know, and when we talk about that exchange taking place, that exchange should also bring about a satisfaction and then what? A benefit. Satisfaction to both parties who engage in this enterprise. Now, when we are going to go strategic on this, or when we're going to talk about strategic marketing, then it is going to mean not just the marketing, but putting in place processes, putting in place structures, putting in place everything that it takes to make marketing what it is.
So what are some of the structures you took that we need to put in place?
Well, we can talk about, first of all, having, let's ask ourselves, in a company, is there a functional orientation? And by functional orientation, what do I mean? That is, the little resources that we have in there, how best are we able to maximize use of those resources? Take GBC, your staff, spread over, okay? But you always take marketing as what? A central point that will bring all the rest together. So you would expect that in each and every department of GBC, something marketing should be going on. Without that, there isn't marketing. It means all the job is on the marketing department, and when that happens, there isn't marketing. Though you might have your marketing cast, your marketing department with nice branding or inscription, marketing department with marketing staff with their whatever going around, but strictly speaking, there is no marketing.
So what should they be doing to make sure that, strictly speaking, there is marketing?
You see,
going beyond the branding.
Exactly, as my colleague said, the whole setup of that institution should be conscientized into focusing on marketing. So it shouldn't be just a unit somewhere that, for instance, you are a presenter, it's outside and you don't know the ins and outs of it. No, it shouldn't be like that. For instance, if I walk in to the receptionist and I say I want a rate card, is that receptionist able to explain to me what a rate card is and be able to tell me what programs and the cost? If he or she is able to do that, he is helping to market GBC and the products they are churning out. You see, so it shouldn't be the receptionist will say, oh, go to the marketing department, they will help you out.
But that's what the department is there.
Of course, but you see, it has to come from the top down. And I should be able to, what if I don't have the time to go there? What if by the time I go there, all of them are out going to look for business? You see, so you, the receptionist, should be oriented. You, the producer or the presenter, should know, so that if you're outside and you say you work at GBC, and he says, how much will it cost me to advertise, to be on your network? You should be able to at least give him some details.
You don't think that you're creating duplication of functions here?
Not at all. Not at all.
Because I'm asking because for the marketing executive or account, for instance, from the marketing department, he has all it takes. He's been trained for that. He has everything about marketing. For the receptionist, he or she might just have a scratch of the information. And so if he or she tries to go beyond, then what would that department be for?
Well, that is why training comes in here. You know, marketing shouldn't take it that marketing is our sole jurisdiction. Nobody else does marketing.
Okay.
That's not how it plays. If that happens, then the pivotal role that marketing should be playing is lost. So that, as my colleague said, that secretary or that receptionist or even the gate man, if I get to the gate at GBC, the very first point of call, you know, there are times I shouldn't even get beyond that gate. If I get there, that security man should be able to help me out with certain issues. So when I get there, that's my first and last point of call. I walk away. My problem solved.
So assuming you get wrong information, or you want further probe into what you've been told.
Well, okay.
Okay, so let me take that. Assuming you want further information. You know, normally businessmen are on the go. They want fast information. They want accurate information. Yours is to give them that service, provide that service for them. So if I pick a rate card and a security man is able to explain it to me, I'll go and I make a call if I want further explanation. Because more often they are comparing.
So why should you make the call right from the beginning?
Because you realize that certain times I might not have the numbers of an institution. I might be passing. I say, let me pick a rate card. Let me see what you are doing.
Okay.
If I want further information based on the rate card, I might be able to make a call and seek more clarification. And maybe I'll ask that you give me a package. Then we go into the details. Then I know the security man can't give me a package. I'll have to speak to the marketing person. But for the first time, I expect the security man or the receptionist to be able to explain to me what the rates are, what it entails, how much I need to pay, or the product I can associate with. That's okay with me. I go because you realize that you are in competition, and therefore there are other TV stations or radio stations that I can also go. So if I decide to spend more time with you, it will be at my loss. And therefore, if the first person I meet at the door is able to explain things to me, that person might have made an impression that I might not even move to the next person. I will stay with you and do business with you. And you see, that person will be bringing resources even though he or she will not be the marketing person.
Prosper, let's look at cost involved, because it means that all these people have to be trained across board when it comes to such issues. And when you go to an organization where the security, for instance, is not so much lettered, they want to train him into some of these things. How expensive is it going to be? So you factor all these things, okay, once I've established the marketing unit, they must be responsible solely for all these things.
All marketing activities. Well, that will be putting marketing, or as biblically, we say you want what? Nobody will light a candle and what? Hide it under ear. That is what you will be doing then, right?
Okay.
Initially, it will be a cost. But look at the long term
It's an
profits.
investment, right?
It's an investment, that's right. So look at the long term benefit that is going to bring to you. Initially, you'd see that training that security guy who didn't go beyond maybe class 6.
Exactly.
You know,
You need to put in a lot for him to get to that level.
But it isn't about the spoken word, what is going to speak to people, but it's about his action. It's about the result that is going to bring to the organization.
I have to explain the rate card to the person, so he has to speak.
Good. So, I mean, there are times we tell you, Master, the 10 days so. I mean, you feel rich small. Me, I no go school plenty, but you look you think say you no good, you feel go see my Masha.
So what have you done there?
At
Even
least,
you will still go there.
At least. At that first point, you've gotten that thing. And if you are really in a hurry, You see that thing, you know at least this will take me somewhere. You've got a call, a contact number which you can call. If I've gotten that thing there, at least I can walk away. Later, I make the call to seek further clarification.
These are interesting points, but they're very debatable, trust me.
Of
anyway,
course, there's an example. Let me
okay.
There's an example. There's a bank in this country that realized that they were using private securities, and these private securities were nothing to write home about because they did not understand their operations. Right. And therefore, they decided that why we have a lot of branches, why don't we hire people, train them, so that these securities can even assist people when they are filling out their
I've seen
bank
a couple
forms.
of banks like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go there and see the security man. I was like, this man. Anyway,
you see,
I've seen a couple of them.
It works and it's practicable. And I think if we do that, if we invest in such ones and we tell people or our workers that they are all part of marketing and it's not just a unit, people are going to take us serious.
And believe you me, I don't know if you've ever been to UT Bank.
Yeah.
UT Bank is one unique
several
bank.
times. But you promote them here, you pay.
It leaves, UT Bank leaves marketing.
You pay.
They work. But if at the end of the, you are paying, you are paying and you are getting, you are getting value for money.
You've spoken for about 2 minutes on UT Bank. Let's go ahead. Okay. but on a more serious note, what are the benefits? Now we mentioned a little bit of that, you know, trying to equip, you know, the auxiliary staff, you know, with informational marketing and all that. But what are the ultimately benefits of strategic marketing?
Well, I would say, first of all, your corporate reputation is at stake. This is something you cannot, just sit down and say, I have a corporate reputation of, let's say, 10% or this or that or that. It's not easy to measure. Right, so looking at corporate reputation, if people are going to continue coming to your bank or to your organization and are going to realize that at the first point of call, I've been helped out, you know, or everybody in that organization has some amount of knowledge of what the organization does. Over here, I'm trying to talk about the organizational culture.
That's right.
The way we do things here. Everybody seems to understand the way they do things in there. Definitely, that's what a thumbs up for that organization. So first of all, we can talk about your corporate reputation. Secondly, you are making your brand established. You're establishing your brand, you know. And so it will be hard for people to just win away customers from you. Customers come to associate with your brand, you know. They would also want to see themselves live in your brand. They would want to see themselves associated with you in any way possible. So therefore, if somebody is trying to pull let's take the telecos, for instance, you know, if I am with maybe...
Yeah, typical examples, those ones, the telcos here.
I am with maybe Vodafone, and Vodafone says
me so... you don't mention the name, Prosper.
Oh, sorry then. I am with one of them.
Telco A, Telco B, let's go on.
Good. I am with Telco A. I get everything I want. They give me excellent service. Telco B comes up with other enticing promotions, you know, to win me over. It will take something Telco A isn't doing and Telco B is now doing to pull me away. But if Telco A gives me all I want, my calls, my text messages, whatever, the rates chargeable are same, or I don't have cause to complain of cheating or whatever, I stay. Because I don't know what Telco B is going to offer. I leave A, go to B, and maybe it's worse off.
That's an interesting one there. But Sami, in human nature, we human beings have insatiable needs. Can we ever be satisfied and say, because of that, I'm staying with this particular company for the rest of my life? Obviously, something will move you somewhere else.
Of course. But you realize that if you do marketing, as you said, strategic marketing, and you know the needs of customers, if I'm able to fulfill your needs, you come to me because you realize that I'm satisfying you. For instance, he says some of the benefits of strategic marketing. Even let's take internally, the workers. You see, job satisfaction is not just the salaries or the remunerations
Of
they
course,
get.
absolutely, my brother. You've said it.
Sometimes it is how important I am to the organization.
How
So-
important they see you also.
Exactly. So, for instance, if I'm able to speak to a person, even though I'm not a marketer, I'm a receptionist,
Yeah,
and I'm able to help get a big client,
that's right.
and my bosses recommend me or say thank you,
That's right.
how do you think I'll feel?
Oh, come on. Feel great.
Exactly. I'm going to stay with you and work harder
That's right.
because I know that what I did, even though it was outside my normal job description, I was able to do something,
That's right.
put in an effort.
Yeah.
So, you see, if you strategically market yourself, there are a lot of benefits internally and even outside that will get people closer to you.
In Prosper's earlier submission, he made mention of customer. Where does good customer care come in when we're talking about strategic marketing? Has it got a place?
Yes,
Mm.
it's got a place.
Mm.
Good customer care nowadays go to almost all organizations, and they are now setting up customer care departments. Why has that become all of a sudden?
Suddenly, exactly.
So would I let
Springing
me
up
use
so
the
fast.
yeah, springing out? Why has it become so fashionable of late?
That's right.
It's because the customer, we've always said, is king. GBC cannot exist without viewers,
No, we can't.
but viewers can exist without GBC. You know, people would want to bring their adverts here. And I know it's the adverts and whatever you charge on these adverts or the sponsorships and whatnot that gives GBC their daily you know. And so if these customer care issues are not put in place, you know, GBC, let's take GBC some years back. I guess maybe
Can we use another company? I'll be comfortable with that.
Okay.
Put GBC aside, yeah.
Okay. Let's take marketing as it used to be years back.
In another company?
In another company.
Okay, go ahead.
In another company,
Yeah.
of course. You'd realize that marketing has grown. It's grown. Previously, we used to take the customer for granted.
Yeah.
The customer we saw was so gullible, would take anything in, would accept anything. Why? Because there wasn't competition. The customer didn't have a choice. He would swallow everything, hook, line, and sinker, without even thinking twice, because there wasn't any alternative. But today, what do we have? Even taking the rights of the customer, the right to choose, the right to know, the right to be informed. You know, the customer is now more empowered.
That's right.
You know, he's empowered. He's got the power of the wallet.
You're telling me. Okay.
You know, the power of the wallet. For him to draw out his wallet, to make payment for something, you know, it's all based on the fact that A, company B is offering me solution.
That's right. That's right.
You get it?
That's
So
right.
the customer factor has become so important because nowadays competition is rife. If you aren't doing it right, B will get it right and draw your customer away. And we always say that winning a new customer would cost you between 7 to 10 or more times the cost of maintaining your old customer.
That's right.
So why don't you maintain them? And
Sami,
here again, let me
yeah,
quickly chip
okay,
in. We
please
can
do.
even spar it up with that Pareto rule. It doesn't always mean that once you have a larger customer base, it means your business is growing. There are times you might have 80% of your customers contributing 20% of your profit.
That's right.
And you might have just 20% of your customers giving you the 80%. So what do you do with that large people who are contributing little?
You need a strong research team then to be able to be looking at what.
Maybe you aren't doing things right. So those customers are just wasting away. So why don't you turn them, or why don't you assign, how do you call it, key account managers to manage these accounts and grow them
to
up?
monitor them as well. Sami, we most of the time when we talk about strategic marketing, our focus shifts to the corporate world. How can small businesses also embrace this? Because sometimes it's cost effective too.
Of course, it is. You see, small businesses growing up hardly will take marketers. But you realize that even now, the microfinances are using salespeople.
Yeah.
Why? Because they believe that those people will have a relationship, they will understand the client very well. For them to go and pay to a research agency to research and come back and tell them, oh, these are the people you can target. These are the people with this amount of money or the purchasing power. So go and speak to them. They themselves hire salespeople who go and bring them the feedback directly so that they work on it.
Great.
So, for instance, if you're a small company, just like what the microfinances are doing, you get salespeople, you train them on marketing and doing sales. You give them, you help them to have good reporting skills. Exactly, so that they can come to you based on the reports they churn out. You can use that to do your marketing. You know strategically who you should target and who are bringing you your money. As you said, the Pareto rule, who will bring you 80% of that money.
That's right.
Exactly.
Prosper, how expensive or affordable is strategic marketing?
Strategic marketing, I would say, would just be your normal daily operational cost. That is if you want it to be. And it can be very expensive if you want it to be.
Which way should you go if you want to be wise in spending, you know, financial intelligence?
Then make marketing the core of your business.
And would that be expensive or affordable?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It's always affordable. In that currently, I have an issue before me. Somebody called me from a reputable organization here in Ghana. He's gone through the CIM program.
Okay.
And after going through the program, he feels his colleagues in the universities are tendering in their upgrades and they are getting promotions. He tenders in his CIM chartered status, of course, and they are telling him what does marketing got to offer this organization.
And what did he say?
And he's called me to address that issue on his behalf. I was of the view that this person has messed up big time because he had this opportunity to market marketing to his organization. To tell his organization that marketing does it all. You know, and so this organization has a problem at hand.
You don't understand even what marketing
They don't
means.
understand markets. For a superior to ask the subordinate,
can you imagine?
what
In
has
this age?
marketing got to offer this organization?
Wow.
It means to most of us here in Ghana, we still don't understand marketing. And until then, we'll still go on groping in the dark, you know, and we shall never find the light.
But what should you have expected that fellow to tell the organization, the head organization? I mean, you should be able to convince them, tell them the facts, what marketing can do.
Exactly.
What should be the news for them.
Exactly.
So when he called you to work on his behalf, what did you do?
Well, first of all, honestly, let me. Honestly, I thought of the little.
Were you mad?
The little coins that was going to come to my pocket.
Oh, of course, that's first.
Because he asked specifically that we take the superiors through an orientation program to really tell them what marketing has for them. You know, and marketing has a lot for them.
Yeah.
It has a lot for them. And if really they are going to adhere to the tenets of marketing, I tell you, that body, as I speak today, has a big question mark. I don't mention that organization.
Yeah.
You know, they have a big question because their reputation as it stands now isn't nothing to write about. And if they are going to take marketing, you know, or they are going to take marketing to the, as we normally say, to the
next level. What do you want to say?
I mean, just as to say, pushing marketing to the sidelines. Yeah, taking it for granted. Tomorrow, they won't be where they are. People are always going to take them. As I speak now, people still take them for granted. You know, there is equally another similar organization, just like the one I'm talking about. And when there is something going on, and that organization makes an appearance, there is order.
Wonderful.
But this very one I'm talking about, people just take them for granted.
I hope they'll see the need to embrace marketing now.
Definitely.
And let's go
please come in.
to buttress this
add it, please.
You realize that if marketing is a line job, and as a line job, people see you. You have to benchmark yourself. You have to give yourself targets. For instance, this gentleman he is talking about, if he had marketed himself well and has given himself targets as to this and this is what I'm going to do for the company, and I believe these are the results that are going to come in, then his manager will have seen that, oh, okay, you brought so and so.
Good. That's
the
what I was coming
business.
from. Now, what did he tell them? Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
So
He
he's
should
a
have convinced-
he's a
no, not
consultant
he.
now.
I mean,
Well,
the
let me
gentleman, the
just take
fellow.
it- let me take
The
it
fellow
from
should
there.
be able to be
That
bold enough to
person-
tell them
that
the
person
benefits
maybe-
of marketing.
Good. That person maybe was taking marketing as a straight-jacketed activity.
That was
But marketing
organization,
has
right?
branches.
That was organization.
Exactly.
So the fellow
He should have delved into maybe public relations, one
Wonderful.
area. You know, if he is going to be able to what? Market that it's going to, I mean, it's a public service system. And he could have used PR,
Exactly.
you know, to push his organization far. You know, so that Ghanaians today would have what? Seen that organization and given them the needed.
So that fellow didn't market himself well, although he's a fellow of the Challenge of
Exactly.
Marketing. He was not able to market himself well
Exactly.
to convince the organization.
superiors.
You know, my time is fast spent. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time
You're
this
welcome.
morning. My guest this morning has been Kwasi Buabeng, Business Account Manager, Radio XYZ. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. And Prosper Mensah Tipo is a course coordinator at Ghana School of Marketing and also the CIMD Executive School.
yeah.
Thanks very much, gentlemen, for being part of the show this morning. I believe that those who watched us will really see the need for marketing and then move on to strategic marketing. It's very, very important. Marketing.
You can always visit us at the CIMG. We offer a lot of, and currently we are about coming out with a syndicated
Do you give
research.
scholarships? No. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, so the show is not over yet. We'll be back after this. No, go away.
Can you hear the child crying in the night? Do we understand how we treat our land?
Take a look around. Are we on the ground? But I see the light shining through the dark. Raise my hand and touch the hammer. I'll become alive, fighting to survive. Listen to your heart, make a better start.
Then you must see the sign of what's going on.
Visions of Ghana, she's like no other. Speak out for Ghana, for good words renew her. I see a land where all people stand, firm on common ground. Take a look around.
From the east to west,
Bringing out the best
from the north to south.